Hello, welcome back to the Barrister Banter, a podcast by professionals for professionals and with professionals. How are you, Dudley?
I'm fine. I'm so good. Again, happy to be here.
Happy, very, very happy to be here. So this is yet another day when today we're going to talk about how to achieve a work-life balance as a young professional. We are seeing a trend where a lot of young professionals are so swamped up with work. And since they feel like you have just started your career journey, so you're doing so much work and you do not have the personal time, and they think that it's a bit, it's good to be into your work, but that is what affects your mental health. So today maybe we can give you a few tips that we use or that we would like to use to achieve the work-life balance.
Do you think there's a life-work balance? Do you think there are people who have
achieved the work-life balance?
they have achieved, like their life is taking over their work? No, it's a serious question.
Yeah, there's nothing new under the sun. So I'm thinking probably people who have maybe the ones who work remotely have so much life
than work, such that at the end of the day, the deliverables are not delivered.
Yeah,
and maybe that's why, again, as we were talking in our last episode, so many people are angry towards the Gen Zs because, again, some Gen Zs have life
but
overshadowing work.
Yeah. So I guess it's a very it's a timely conversation. Yeah, we can talk about. So today is how, for the people who have so much work, no, it's achieving a work-life balance. So it's for everyone. It's for everyone. So maybe I could start with setting boundaries. Setting boundaries, for example, I have a friend who works at home, and they told me that they have flexible hours, but sometimes the work is so much they don't know when to start and when to stop. So we talked about it, and I told them, what if they can have strict boundaries, like they can say from 8 to 4 is work time. So no, they could treat it as a regular job, whereby it's once it gets to 4 or 5, work is done, we close off, we go play or do anything, but you're not working. So we'll resume tomorrow, because you may end up being always on your computer, seated on your laptop or your computer all the time, and you never have a social life. So I told them to clock in 8 a.m. If it gets to 5, your work day is done. Definitely, which means also not introducing personal matters during the work hours. You're strictly working. Or for those who work at night. So just set clear boundaries of, this is my work time. So just because I'm working at home, you can't just call me and come out of work and we do life, right? So get setting boundaries. And even for the ones who have an 9 to 5 job, you can set a clear boundary that it gets to 5, my work day is done.
Yeah.
So you can't just call me at 8 p.m. to give me assignments. You can't call me on the weekend asking about an assignment. It's my time to rest. I have that, but that is only subject to someone who does, when it's work time, you do honest work and you finish all your assignments and you make sure that even as I go, I have done my honest part. Then you can now go and have life. What do you think?
It's funny that you thought about it from a perspective of time, like an 8 to 5. Because me, immediately I had work-life balance and I had setting boundaries. I felt the first thought that came to my mind is work boundaries. And I remember there's this person who was telling me that your emergency is not my emergency. And I found that to be very profound, because again, you're in a situation where you have to work with colleagues, you have to work with everyone in your workplace, and maybe you are assigned to, sometimes you have deadlines and you're told to finish your deadline within 10 days or within 14 days, and then maybe someone who was supposed to comply by then hasn't complied by then, and then now the emergency becomes your emergency.
Yeah.
So I think if we are able to establish a place where everyone is accountable
for the work they do, everyone is responsible for their
so that at the end of the day there's a good workflow. So the boundary is created in terms of okay, though it's a thin line, because you know, again, you're starting out, and in my experience working in a law firm, it's quite different, because you start, like, work comes from bottom up, because you have to also, your skills have to be assessed. You have to, like, your skills are assessed. You from once you draft your first document, your skill is assessed, going towards the highest person. That's how we just work. And I think it's a beautiful way of working. But then again, for people who are struggling in terms of being given a lot of work and given a lot of work and given a lot of work by people who don't take care of their work, then they should be able to be in a position where they are saying, no, your emergency is not my emergency.
Yeah.
This is what I'm supposed to do. I have done it. Today is 5. Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is another day, please. Because
yeah, tomorrow is another day.
And then again, there's this you say that ukimaliza kazi yako yote leo mtafanya nini kesho?
And then again, there's a quote that I saw on Instagram that said, have you rested enough to be able to deliver the best possible work?
Wow.
Right? Because most of the time we think, we feel like we feel guilty to rest. When you're resting, but you're thinking, what haven't I done? What should I be doing? But then we need to start a culture where, have we rested enough to give the best possible work that we can give?
And rest is important. Rest is important. And by rest, I mean taking time to replenish your brain. And one of the ways to replenish your brain is to sleep.
Yeah.
I know, like, I am here and most of my friends are watching and they know I barely sleep. Even Jenks knows I barely sleep. But I'm here to say that I am planning to get better. Yes. I promise. I undertake.
Yes. And this podcast is essentially a journey that we are taking together with other young professionals.
Yes. I undertake sleeping. And you know the reason I don't sleep is because I have so many dreams. I don't sleep because I'm like, I want to do this. I want to do this. How can this work out? How can
this? Your time.
Yeah,
You could have started this. You could have started that. And maybe we need to talk about the anxieties that young professionals have. You keep thinking, is this enough for me? I need to expand. I need to grow. I need more places to get income. There's so much to do, and you feel like the time is so little.
For instance, like in a day, I think I'm a farmer. I grow potatoes. So, of course, potatoes. So I have to think. I am farming apple, kuna potatoes. I'm thinking about this podcast. I'm thinking about
going to work.
Yes, my day-to-day job. That's fantastic. I'm thinking about, so many things. Hadi saa nikilala naona, I'm like, how can I sleep? And then there's so much to do. And it's not that, the problem is I will wake up, think that there's so much to do and stay awake and not do anything, and then end up ruining my day.
So you're not productive. But if you rested enough, you can wake up and do your most productive 2 hours. 2 hours, but you've done your absolute best.
And we were talking with you even as we were engaging with you and we're talking about the Pomodoro method, the 25. Is it 25?
Yes.
And 25 5 minutes.
25. I think you work for 20 minutes and rest for 5 minutes.
I have this new principle I've tried to adopt. And I say, if any task is going to take me less than 30 minutes, I'm doing it now. Because now you can be able to check off your to-do list.
Yeah.
Because if you
start with the easier ones, and then you have the ones that will require more time.
Because there's no feeling as like closing those tabs. I know as for us when you're researching, there's no happy feeling than closing hizo tabs that now I'm done. I can now move on to the next task. So I think boundaries look different for different people, and it's also in terms of not bringing your personal life
into work and
because
not taking your work life into your personal life.
Yeah, it's as tough balance, because again, if you've brought your life too much into your workplace, then you might end up being.
It's hard to have.
What if you cross the lines and then you're no longer in good terms with your boss, no, with your immediate boss, because everyone of course is employed. But what if you're no longer in? So that's again a thin line, because if you're spending your 8 to 5 with people, you don't want to be in bad terms with them. Don't want them to do this naitango aje. Like the word imenipotea, but or passive aggressive things. You know, people are very good. I don't know whether you've experienced passive aggressive things, and you're like, you just stop.
The struggles in the workplace.
Yeah.
But also, I'm thinking one of the things you can do is prioritize tasks, right? Like the ones that you can write all your tasks down and see which ones are which ones are urgent, which ones are not an emergency, which ones can wait. Because if you try to do everything in one day, just because it's a task you have, it may end up overwhelming you. So maybe you can do which ones are urgent in your to-do list. Maybe they could be top before the other ones. So as long as you're done with what is urgent, what can be done now, everything else can wait till tomorrow.
Yeah. Now go to the next point.
I think we can talk about having hobbies.
Ooh. Hobbies. Oh, that's a tough.
Because also, one of the reasons we don't have a work-life balance is maybe because we don't know what to do off work. So if most people identify with the work they do, so off work, it's like, what do you do? So what do you do apart from work?
Lately, I've been hanging out in the church a lot. I have, I don't know whether to call them friends. I hope they are my friends from wherever they are watching. I'll tell them to watch this and tell me whether they are my friends.
Yeah.
But I've had this group of people that I love and enjoy hanging out with in church. And when I'm in church, I just feel happy because I think the day before yesterday, I spent the whole day at church, like doing basically just being there.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that's a hobby, but that's something I enjoy doing. And I'm looking at things that I enjoy doing. Running. I want to get back to running.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I enjoyed running. Do you know I stopped running because I felt as if like my body was wasting away. Because I used to run every morning 9.3 kilometers. Every morning.
9.3 kilometers.
Every morning without fail. So I started getting addicted to running.
Someone can get addicted to running.
Yeah, because there's the runner's high. Your adrenaline is high.
Please tell us in the comment section below if you addiction to running.
Imagine it's a thing. It's a thing.
Since when can running be so fun that you're addicted to it?
It's so fun because there's this thing, once you show up for yourself and you show yourself that you can show up over and over again, you gain a lot of confidence in yourself. So such that I see running as a task. And if I accomplish that task, I'm very happy that I have done that for my body. So again, I will keep on looking for
that feeling of accomplishment. Well, that makes more sense.
So you find out that I'm now not running.
It's not for your physical fitness.
Yeah, it's even too much.
It's because you feel you start the day with the feeling of accomplished something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's perfect. And then I at the end of right now I'm starting to get into running. My bones are aching. So I hope I hope I'll be able to get back into it and then now start maybe like going to like outdoor activities. I live in Ngong and I've never hiked the Ngong Hills. That's strange.
They will refuse you at home.
How do you mean they will refuse me? Oh.
Ujui
kizungu.
No, you don't get where it's coming from.
No, I get where it's coming from. I get where it's coming from.
So like you're refusing them.
Yeah, I got it. It's dry. Let's accept it's dry in Highland. Let's accept. Anyway,
tried, guys.
Yeah, you tried. Good job. So, what are you talking about? I haven't hiked the Ngong Hills. I haven't done a Stanchart marathon. I haven't done all this. I'm so happy. In fact, I am so happy thinking about how I will be when I start running, to the point that I am seeing Mr. Acha kukimbia sahi. Despite I keep on complaining on how it's doing my body, this. But now I think when I get into it, after you start see, you do work out.
No.
You should start working out.
Yeah, well, I should.
Because there's a way working out and doing physical activity makes you lighter, it makes you better, it makes you happier. Well, maybe the first few days, are tough, but immediately it becomes a routine. Life is seamless. Yeah, so again, I don't know whether now running I can categorize. Maybe I can start categorizing it because I've started and I want to keep on doing it. What else do I enjoy doing? I love talking, so I will make sure that I'm in a place where I'm talking. I used to love taking care of my natural hair. Even when you go to my Instagram, you will see that I just have my natural hair. I love my natural hair, like this huge voluminous.
And you do have voluminous
So
hair.
I used to love like taking care of it. But now work came and I can't take care. Immediately I started working. I did these temporary locks. Because
you felt there's no time
there's
to
no
do
time
that,
to do it, because I used to twist it. I think you remember when I used to
Yeah.
post twisting my hair, doing what.
Mm.
Now I can't wait to actually have time to do it.
Yeah. And I think it's not wait to have time to do it, because time may never come.
Yeah.
As we grow older, things are getting tighter.
Yeah.
So what we can do is like intentionally give time for that. Say on Saturday evening, I am working on my hair, and just have that time with your natural hair, to love your hair, and just just do that. And nothing that comes in will allow into that time. So I think it's more intention. I think another thing we can talk about is, well, I do have hobbies as well. I have been trying to knit, so I'm learning. I'm trying to
I have this
knit.
knitting thing. I think I should gift you. It's a circular thing. I'll show you. I show it to
So
you.
you should give. You think you should give to me?
Yeah.
I would love the gift.
Okay. Now you can go ahead.
So I've been venturing into knitting. So I'm just learning how to knit. I would love to be able to do a whole chunky sweater.
I love chunky sweaters.
Right?
I've seen you with several.
I love chunky sweaters. That's why I'm always wearing chunky sweaters. But what if I can make
it
a chunky
yourself.
sweater for myself?
Yeah.
And get to a point where I'm even making chunky sweaters for my friends.
Yeah.
I'll be gifting you chunky sweaters. That would be really
Proudly
beautiful.
associated.
That would be really beautiful. So it's something that I've been learning. So I do have a few things that I do off work. But again, the excuse is I do not have the time. But this is where we're talking about achieving a work-life balance. You can tell us in the comment section how you achieve a work-life balance. But I think one of the things we've said is intentionally setting the time to do things outside work, setting clear boundaries. I think another point that I have is learn to say no.
Yep.
Learn to say no. So as young professionals, you feel inferior. You feel sometimes you can't communicate your boundaries at the workplace. You feel scared to people are recovering people pleasers, or currently people pleasers. So learning how not to please people.
Just saying that my desk is full right now. Can you give me some time to finish this?
Can I do that tomorrow?
Yeah.
Of course, in a respectful manner, but learn how to communicate and say, I'm a bit stretched right now. Allow me to handle that tomorrow. Because sometimes you can be given too much that you can handle, and you feel you need to please your boss, you need to please your fellow workmates, and it's hard to achieve a work-life balance in that space. So maybe we need to actively learn how to say no in a polite manner, in a professional manner, in a way that you can communicate your boundaries professionally. Yeah.
And another way, okay, though this is a point I think on setting boundaries, just came back and I didn't know how, like I didn't place it rightly. If you're in a toxic work environment and you understand it's toxic for you and for your mental health, don't be in a toxic relationship with your work.
Yeah.
Because imagine, trust me, you can move and you can get another job. That's how it works with toxic relationships, toxic personal relationships. You're very comfortable with your partner and you think maybe there's worse out there.
Yeah.
Or you just think, I need to settle for this because maybe there's no better place for me.
But there is better.
But
there's
I believe
infinite better opportunities out there.
You'll suffer. When will you stop suffering? Like when will
you choose yourself? When
exactly.
will you choose better for yourself? Because there is better out there.
There is better.
Yeah.
And maybe like the period you're taking to show people that you can take all that toxicity, the same way they keep on pouring the toxicity to you. And you end up being a pawn in the game of chess, such that you're just someone who will just be used, someone who will just be...
You're offering too much and gaining so little.
Yeah.
And that can really deter your growth.
And in the long run, you could end up healing traumas you didn't even have.
Yeah.
So...
developing traumas.
Yeah, developing traumas that you didn't even have. So you are back there.
It makes you hate your profession or the work you do.
Yeah.
But it's not, how they say, it's not a bad life, it's just a bad day. It's probably just not a bad profession. It's just a bad job.
Yeah, it's just a bad job.
Just a bad job.
Yeah.
Just
And also for
get,
employers,
yeah.
like, can't we
be better
be better
employers?
employers?
Yeah. Give more grace to the people who are just entering into the field, learning, trying their best every day to just navigate the workspace. It's not
Yeah.
easy. We've not done life before. It's our first time.
We're actually children in adulting.
We're just learning. So maybe they can be gentle with us. And of course, tough love. There should be some toughness, but also in a gentle manner.
Calculated and measured.
Yes, yes.
Do you think that sometimes as Gen Zs we have a lot of requirements?
We do.
We do.
But it's a different generation.
But I do think that maybe the former
speaking,
generations had the same issues,
but they didn't speak. Now we are more empowered.
We're here and we are now talking about
it. And it's okay to talk about it so that the ones coming after us can have a better experience.
Yeah.
So what is another way you think, or just wrapping up, because I think our time is up, what is the one way or one last way you think we can achieve a work-life balance?
I keep on saying mindfulness.
Maybe you can talk a bit more about it.
Be aware of you're here now.
Yeah.
You're here now. I mean, we've talked about like being ambitious, having visions, looking at your past and thinking, oh my Lord, like, why didn't I do this? Because personally, I've shared severally before that I have a very hard time adapting to change. And it has shown in my education, in my academic results, such that from high school, Form 1 and 2, results were terrible. By the time I'm adjusting Form 3 and 4, results go up. Same with campus. First year, second year, terrible. Third year, fourth year, go up. So I was saying, if at all I was better, I knew better. If I was more adaptable, then I'd have a first class honors. I'd be the best. You're thinking, because at some point you can also, sometimes you see how bright you are, but then sometimes the paper might not show it. Because one, I have a slow handwriting. The time I'm writing A, B. So, my point is, be mindful. In as much as I have regrets from then, and I have visions for where I want to be, and I don't want to suffer again as I suffered, because I'm trying to learn. I'm taking the lessons.
Be better.
Yes, and even in those situations that I feel like they should have gone like this, I'm a firm believer in taking the experiences as they are, taking the good out of it and leaving the bad out of it, because it makes you who you are today. I mean, I couldn't have been here today if at all those things didn't happen. So in hindsight, and in like a summary of how life has been before, then I can be able to say that, you know what, it can only be better. And if I made it through that, then I will make it through tomorrow. So be mindful. Know you are here. You're here now. If possible, journal. I try to journal on my phone, but one of the ways for me to journal is like taking photos. You see, I take a lot of photos, mostly when we're hanging out. I like taking photos because photos take me back to that moment. So being mindful, know that you're here now. Always document your journey if you can. Either it's through writing, it's through talking, through whatever if it's through music. There are people who attach memories to music. I don't know whether you do the same. Such that when you listen to a song, listen to a song, you're like, it takes you back to the exact point you are listening to it. And like there's this song Silence by Khalid, I think. Then I used to listen to it when I was in a very bad place. Now when I listen to it now, I'm like,
you get some feeling of gratitude that I've come this far.
So it's a journey. And it's a journey that everyone needs to embrace. Like, everyone needs to embrace that journey. And by me coming here to say, I'm not afraid that I know at some point I might have a challenge and maybe self-esteem goes south, but I'm not praying for that. But even when that time comes, I'll tell myself I've been there before and I got myself out of it. So I will also get out of it.
Yes.
So being aware, like, this is something I'd preach on and on. Be aware of where you are now. Be aware of life. Have the gift of gratitude. Like, be too thankful and grateful for life, for friends, for family, for whatever it is you have. Try to change your mindset and
but maybe just to conclude, I'd say disconnect, take some time off your life completely to just sit with yourself and think about, what am I doing better? What can I do better? And just be easy. Like, it's never that serious, really. It's never that serious. And disconnect maybe away from family, away from work, away from
Social media.
Come to Chemchemi. Come to Chemchemi. We are
Like,
currently
there's beautiful grass.
in
In
Chemchemi.
fact, I think when we finish, nitakuja nilai hapa on this grass and think about life.
Think about life. Think about your week. Think about, just reflect, just be in the moment. Just have those little beautiful moments where you appreciate the far you've come and think about what next you can do. Just have, our life is so fast, you never make time for hours just to sit with yourself in stillness.
Challenging thought. Is there, our audience, have you just sat, do you practice sitting by yourself and allowing yourself to just be with yourself?
Just be
with yourself. I'm also struggling with it because as a talker, you like talking and you like being around
there's
people.
So much happening around you, or even by yourself, there's so much thoughts, but maybe we could practice more. Some people call it like you just go even in kwa grass to just connect, grounding, just be. That is a task for you to try.
We challenge you to be more mindful, to inculcate all these things that we are trying to talk about, and to also give us ways in which we can be able to
be better ourselves. So thank you so much for this far, for being for our audience, for always being here, for supporting us, for your comments, for your engagements. We are grateful for it. Please share, subscribe, comment. Yes, thank you so much.
Do everything you can.
Everything you can to support us. We are so grateful for it.
We're so grateful.
Till next time.
Bye.
Till next time.